What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 5 in my monthly series where I review my high dividend stock picks of the month from a year ago. So many other YouTubers offer stock pick videos where they present their opinions on certain stocks and funds and why you should invest in them. But there's usually no follow-up after that, right? Were they right? Were they wrong? So we don't really know in most cases. This is why I decided, to be fair to all my viewers, that we would revisit my old stock picks to actually find out if they were good picks or not. So in this video, I will go back and revisit my stock picks or my top stock picks of the month from a year ago and check out how the stock is doing today, 1 year later. So it's time to review my stocks for the month of August 2020. So I will not only check the share price or the stock price, but also the status of the dividend or distribution, which is even more important for us passive income investors. So was I right? Was I wrong? Let's find out together right now. All right, guys, pick number 1 was ZWU. Pretty coincidental. It was also a pick of the month for August 2021. So ZWU, as we all know, is one of my favorite ETFs when it comes to the utilities and telecom sector. So it's a covered call ETF from BMO. So at the time of the selection, the stock price was $11.98. My points and reasoning was same points and reasoning like I had this month. Very safe defensive sector, low to medium risk from BMO right on this ETF. BMO is a very reliable fund manager, easy and stable, 8% yield back then. So right now it's a bit less than that. And of course, good performance during volatility. And of course, the stock selection, right? You have a bunch of US and Canadian dividend aristocrats in there. Anything that has to do with electricity pipelines and telecom. So Bell, Telus, Enbridge, Emera, Fortis on the Canadian side, AT&T, Verizon, PPL, Duke, etc. on the US side. Pick number 2 for August 2020 was FLI, the US and Canada Life Co income ETF. So this ETF from CI focuses on life insurance companies. So this is why I really like this ETF. It's very rare that you get a financial ETF that focuses directly with the life insurance companies. Usually they go for a mix of the banks and the life insurance companies, or simply just the banks. So at the time of the selection, it was 769, which was giving you a really nice yield of 11.18%. Keep in mind that this yield is always, it fluctuates because like all other CI first asset ETFs, the dividend really is not set in stone. It varies quarterly. So my points and reasoning for this one, the financial sector is what really took a massive beating during the COVID-19 market crash. It's in August 2020, so the volatility was slowly calming down and the market was starting its upward trend, but there was still a lot of pressure on financials and energy companies. So my points and reasoning, cheap and undervalued, bulletproof business model, right? The life insurance company business model. They've been around for hundreds of years. We know that they work. And this is really the exposure with this ETF to the biggest life cos without stock picking. So in Canada, it has Sun Life, Manulife, Great-West Life. In the US, it has the top ones, MetLife, Prudential, Lincoln, etc., etc. So obviously the huge 11% dividend yield, and that's, like I mentioned before, this is the 12-month average. And because of the covered calls, of course, you are getting really, really good performance during volatility and, of course, that nice yield. Pick number 3 is Enbridge. We all love Enbridge, right? The biggest pipeline company in Canada. So at the time of the selection, it was 43.52, which was giving a yield of 7.44%. So my points and reasoning for this one, this company is legendary in Canada, growing dividends every year, almost every year, I think every year. So it's currently at, during the time of the selection, 7.4. No dividend cuts because of COVID-19. The September dividend was already declared at that time in August 2020. It is an energy company, but don't forget, guys, it's a midstream. So it's a pipeline company. It's safer than an oil and gas producer like Suncor, Canadian Natural, or Shell, or Chevron, ExxonMobil, because their revenue is much more consistent, right? It's by contracts and it's basically pipeline money. And another reason why I really like Enbridge is because they're expanding in renewable energy as well. And fourth pick, so this is actually August 2020 is the last month where I have over 3 picks, and going forward I will only have 3 picks of the month. So the last pick was Nexus REIT, one of my favorite small cap REITs, one of the only single REITs that I actually still own right now. So the July 29th 2020 price was $1.45, which was giving, I can't believe this, a yield of over 11%, because right now I just checked recently, the yield on this one is under 6% now, because it went up in price a lot. So this REIT focuses in commercial, but focuses really on the industrial sector, which is a really hot sector right now and a more stable sector than office and retail. Also keep in mind that this was listed on the TSX Venture, the smaller TSX or Canadian stock market, but they were planning to graduate to the TSX by the end of September 2020, which they have done. So we'll review that later on when we check out the report card. So key points and reasoning, focused on industrial, right? Like I just mentioned, safer than retail and office. I just said that. Enormous 11% dividend yield. I mean, really, really incredible. Very cheap and undervalued because of COVID-19, which has affected all real estate, all REITs, especially the ones with retail. So this one does have a little bit of retail. And I also like the fact that the Q1 results were very good. They were very reassuring. The payout ratio was 81%. So obviously their distribution payout ratio just means, they if it's over 100%, they're paying out more in dividends and they have rental income coming in. So anything under 100% is okay, but at 80%, it's really, really good. So that's it for the stock picks. Now let's check out the report card and see how these picks are doing 1 year later. All right, guys, let's go over the report card for August 2020. I hope you could see it. I know it's not that big, but we are planning on actually putting the report card on our website, so you could actually download it and see for yourself and follow along with us. So we'll go through them one by one. First one, ZWU. Stock price is now $13.01 from $11.98. So it went up 8.6%, pretty good for a very stable and defensive sector like utilities and telecom. The dividend unchanged. They haven't missed a beat, still at 96 cents annually. So a really good pick here. Not only are you, having all the dividends for a whole year without missing, but you also have an 8.6 capital gain increase. FLI, CI First Asset, did a lot better in terms of capital gain here. You're looking at from 769 and went to 992, which is the recent price today. As I'm filming this on August 3rd. So an increase of 29%. So, no one's going to complain about 29% increase in 12 months. Really, really good. And the dividend, I mark this as unchanged. Keep in mind, like I wrote here, that like I mentioned, any of the dividends that come from the CI First Asset ETFs, they fluctuate quarterly. So it's kind of hard to say if it's unchanged or not. But in my opinion, for me, it's unchanged. They kept a good dividend. It does vary, and of course it was a little bit higher during 2020 because volatility helps or is really good for covered call ETFs. This is why I absolutely love covered call ETFs. Third one is Enbridge, so a nice increase of 13.56%. So I went from 43. Right now it's hovering just about the $50 mark. But really, what's really cool about this one is they actually raised their dividend. So the dividend went from $3.24 back in August 2020 to $3.34. So awesome pick here. Nexus REIT, though, the clear winner. So from $1.45, it went to $2.76. But keep in mind that there was a 1 to 4 split. So this is in proportion, taking in consideration of the split, because now the stock price is like over $11 or something. So I put it in proportion to the split. So I just took today's stock price, divided it by 4, so we could actually compare it to the $1.45 of a year ago. So you would have an enormous increase, guys, of 90%, which is just incredible. You would have pretty much almost doubled your money if you would have listened to me and picked up Nexus REIT. But this is the same story for a lot of these small cap REITs, because real estate went down really, really, really hard, especially commercial real estate. Anything with office, retail went down hard. But for me, this was really completely ridiculous and overblown sell-off, and I kind of knew it at the time. So this is why it was a pick, and a really, really good pick. Dividend completely unchanged. So the dividend just went up by 4 times because of the split. So technically it remained unchanged. So there's a report card for the month of August 2020. Once again, I would say I'll have to give myself an A. So there you have it, guys. As always, please hit that thumbs up button, that like button. I would really appreciate it. It's free for you. It helps the channel grow, so it's a win-win. Also, make sure to check out our website, passiveincomeinvesting.ca, so you could purchase my digital product and a bunch of other free tools and resources there. So my digital product is called the Ultimate Dividend Passive Income Investing Package, which is all my years of research with a bunch of ETFs and closed-end funds and sample portfolios. It's really a tool, guys, that help you get started and to help you create your own portfolio depending on whatever your goals are, whether it's income, whether it's growth, whether it's a little balance of both. So I cover all the major funds and ETFs that you should be aware of, and it's good for not only Canadians but also Americans, or for those of you outside of Canada or North America that invest in the US stock market. The US stock market has some of the best funds in the world, so it would be a shame not to capitalize on that. Also, on my website, you could also book a one-on-one consultation with me personally via Zoom meeting. I am completely full though. They sell out really quickly, the appointments. I'm full until October, so I will let you guys know once the October schedule is open. I appreciate your patience, and I will do my best to try to find more and more appointments that I could open up. I love doing them, but I gotta balance my time because I need the time to also make YouTube videos, of course. And finally, guys, make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you don't miss out on my future content and community posts as well. So it's almost time for the August survey of the month, where you, the viewers, could decide what topic I cover in the next video. So all you need to do in order to vote is to be subscribed to my channel, and just go to the community tab and you'll see the survey there. We're also on social media, guys. Follow us on Instagram. Join us on Facebook. We have a Facebook group that is growing at over 2,100 members now. So we have a nice little community there. If ever you have questions, you could ask them there. And I just love the community because everyone seems to respond fairly quickly and it's very positive. So you get lots of good tips there if you're just starting out or you want some investing ideas. My mission, the mission of this channel, remains the same, guys. It's to help everyday working people, regular people out there, to invest on their own so they could build their own stream of passive income. There's nothing sweeter than that. And once you do that, you will enhance your quality of life and one day become financially independent like us. So with that, take care, guys. Make sure you get that second vaccine dose so we could finally start traveling and finally start spending some of that sweet passive income. Take care and stay safe.